This is an ad for Hasbro. What is going I gotta take this off first. What's going on, guys? It's Jake. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the brand new Beyblade Burst Pro Series lineup from Hasbro. So let's check it out. Now, before we get into it, guys, this video is sponsored by Hasbro, and they also sent out all of the Pro Series bays that are out right now for me to talk about. I've already made a video talking about the Pro Series bays, which you have not checked out. I would go and check that out, but if you haven't seen it, the Pro Series is focused on Japanese tops, authentic battles, and is really making competitive combos. So the first bay that we're going to look at is going to be ChoZ Valtryek. Now, talking about the performance tip first, we have PRO3 or Jolt. Now, the Jolt performance tip actually has a fully rubber tip, which can wear over time to create even more epic and aggressive battles. Next up, we have the disc. Now, this one is called Blitz. Now, Blitz is definitely a heavier metal disc, and also has these little tabs that will pop out while you're battling, which kind of changes up the tempo of the battle just a little bit. And finally, guys, we have ChoZ Valtryek. Now, besides the metal adding a bit of weight to your battle, it also has a cool gimmick where, depending on how hard you launch it, you can actually have these burst stoppers pop out, which makes the bay pretty hard to burst. And whenever you put the bay together, you have the rubber from the performance tip giving it a lot of aggression, plus the metal that has been added on for the Pro Series lineup. And really, you do get a really cool and a really competitive attack type bay. But now, guys, we have to move on to the next one. We have Orb Engaard. Now, Orb Guard is a defense type Pro Series bay, and we originally saw this bay come out during Beyblade Burst Turbo, but it has had a couple of changes for the Pro Series lineup, including getting its suction cup driver, which is definitely kind of weird, so let's check it out. Now, Quest has a couple of cool things about it. First up, whenever you launch the bay, it's going to kind of stick to the stadium, kind of creating this unmovable bay, which is kind of odd. And we also have a free spin element as well, so the bay is obviously still able to spin. Now, guys, we move on to the disc. We have D72 or Sting. Now, the gimmick with Sting is that whenever you move in these blue plastic pieces, it actually kind of absorbs the impact just a little bit. So I hope we can really see that during battles. And then finally, guys, we have the layer itself. We have Orb Engaard. Now, what's cool about Orb Engaard is that it is overall pretty circular, and it also has a decent bit of metal on there, including these metal balls on the layer itself to kind of change up the weight distribution just a little bit. And the final bay that we're going to be talking about, guys, is ChoZ Achilles. For the performance tip, we have PRO7 or Dimension. I've talked about this one before, but you are able to change up the different heights and the different modes that you want on this performance tip quite a bit, so it can really change up what battle you have going on. Next up, we have 00 or 00, which is decently heavy, and you can also put frames on it as well. But the most exciting part of the bay is definitely the layer. The final piece that we're going to be talking about is ChoZ Achilles, the layer. Now, just like ChoZ Valtryek that I mentioned earlier, it also has a decent bit of metal. But more importantly, whenever you launch it decently hard, you can also have a burst stopper gimmick. So, guys, overall, I think the bays are pretty cool. You have a decent bit of metal in there, authentic Japanese style parts, and I really do think these bays are pretty cool, and I can't wait to see how the line develops and just continues to grow. And that, guys, is going to wrap it up for this first wave of Pro Series bays. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. But once again, a big thank you to Hasbro for sponsoring this video and sending me these bays to talk about. They are really, really cool. I just can't wait to see what we get next. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have fun and bay away.